Tonight, at last, we close the circle. With the last ritual, we, my Aden, will loose the bonds of hell. Let's go!
Lord of the Rings was really big when I was young, and I remember these movie games with dumb as a rock combat systems where you mashed your buttons like a madman to bash the hell out of orcs. Knights of the Temple is kind of like that. It is very easy to make fun of the game and its simple and brain-dead combat system. But when you are tired, you don't always want to play big brain games. Sometimes brainless violence is exactly what you want. Also, knights are pretty damn cool. You play as the temple knight Paul, who gets a letter telling him that his childhood friend has been kidnapped by the church. Turns out that it's devil worshippers, and Paul has to chase them down to save his friend and prevent great evil. The story is as thin as it sounds and not worth talking about.
You know, you are a lot like us, Paul.
What it means in practice is that you get to run around in temple armor, fighting people in England and the Holy Land. The combat is quite simple and straightforward. If you have been damaged by Dark Souls, then you would expect to be able to roll around like a fool, but this game don't have any of that nonsense. You can fight, you can block, and if you want to dodge, well, then you have to walk away like a normal person wearing heavy armor. You have 3 different melee weapons, but they basically play the same. And if you get the chance, then you can pick up your bow and take out enemies from afar. You have a set of special moves which you can use, like knocking away an enemy's block or spinning around like a madman. And you also have 4 different holy powers for protection, healing and damage. It all results in a very simple but still satisfying combat system. There is just something about being a knight, beating the shit out of people, that speaks to me. It can be a bit too simple though, especially in the beginning of the game, before you have unlocked many abilities. The enemy variety is also not great, and you often fight the same groups of enemies over and over again. Fighting enemies who keeps blocking can also be a pain in the ass, and at the end of the game, when a section was actually halved, it all just fell apart. This is not a game to test your gamer skills, it is a game to have fun beating people up. And as far as this kind of combat system goes, I thought it was pretty enjoyable. The presentation backs it up with atmospheric and varied medieval environments. Decent combat animations also helps the fighting come alive, and it all looks quite fluid. I had some minor issues with brightness in the game being too dark, and certain sections with lightning effects wreaked havoc with my frame rate. It was a bit annoying, but not more than that. All in all, I found Knights of the Temple to be a nice and fun distraction. It isn't great or anything like that, but it managed to keep me entertained, and they had the good sense to keep the game quite short to avoid it overstaying its welcome. If it sounds interesting, then I can certainly recommend it. Just don't expect anything groundbreaking. Also, keep in mind that I have Starbreeze stocks and that this video has been nothing but lies to make me money.